Hello everybody, today we're doing revenge on TryHackMe. So it says task 1, we got a message from Billy Joel, and it says Billy Joel has sent us a message regarding our missing. So let's download the task file and see what he has sent us. So it says, to may it concern, you hacked my blog. I was really impressed with your skills. You may be a little sloppy and left a bit of a substance, so I was able to track you down. Thank you for taking me up on my offer and enumerate the website. So we can see here it says that I'll let you do your own enumeration and check-in, but it simply just wants me to break into a server and deface a front page. And remember, don't bring the website down. We don't want to cause irreparable damage. Finish the job, get your payment, get the rest of your payment. It'll be like $5,000. So you get half up front and half at the end. And it says good luck from Billy. So let's close this and let's get on to task 2. So we can see right here we got 3 flags. Flag 1, flag 2, flag 3. So to get flag 1, we'll need to open the website. So first thing I see straight away, it looks like a custom made website, and that's one of the things that stands out to me the most. Like, it doesn't seem like a WordPress website, or like, it looks like it was custom made for the CTF, which is pretty rare. It didn't look like it's from W3 Schools, like, you know, like one of those pre-compiled websites. It looked pretty much custom made. So that made me think there may be some vulnerabilities on the website itself, like some IDORs or some, like, one of the things I went on straight away probably the login page as well, because if I click this, it's a bit weird. You can see it's not working properly. So what I need to do, which is really stupid, I don't know if this is how they did it on purpose, but I need to enter a password in first, and even then it won't work. So it made me think this login page is a bit dodgy or a bit broken. So I tried an SQL injection. I opened up Burp Suite as well, and I tried to look at their requests, and just to save you a bit of time, nothing works. So if I just do admin and admin, we can see that it's not even sending a request through to a server or anything. So this made me think there may be an SQL injection, because you can see here there may be a local file inclusion. So I might be able to do some pass credential or whatever. So I might be able to just do a little bit more and do etc password and see if I could read it. And that didn't work, so I was thinking maybe I could there may be a bypass involved, so I might need to like double slash and see if that works. But to save you some time, that none of this works. So like the login page was just a massive dead end, nothing would work. I tried to look for a sign up page, but none existed. Same thing with the contact page. Like if I just try to put in some fake name, and let's just put a test at hacker.com and put in some random phone number, and a reason to say over, we are going to hack you, smiley face, and maybe for fun just try to see if it's vulnerable to XSS. So let's just put in script, let's just do alert and put in hi, and just to see if it would work. So if I can do it properly, and just close the tag, the script tag, and send it off. We can see like it's very weird, the website. It's not like, I've even checked this request in Burp Suite. I opened up Burp Suite and I captured the request with Foxy Proxy and it did not work at all. And this was like another massive dead end. Pretty much this website, it doesn't even work properly. Like the login form does not work and the contact form doesn't work. I don't even think there's like a custom like CMS involved or like a CMS. So it got me thinking about this, and maybe I could mess about with putting it to 0. We can see we get a 500 server error. Things are mostly under our control. This straight away made me think about maybe an SQL injection or like something to do with, you know, an IDOR, because like it's not handling errors properly. Maybe we could do a union injection or whatever. So one thing I want to say is we can see here as well it's not working properly at all. So if I go to number 2 and if I open SQLmap straight away, that's one thing I wanted to do. And you can see right here, this is the syntax from before. I'm going to pretend I didn't see this. I'm going to do DBF for databases, and I'm going to put in my IP, the new IP that I got. I'm going to put enter, and this should work. We can see that it is injectable, and we can see we're testing with my SQL server. And I'm pretty sure this should be MySQL, that's the most common one. And that just made me think about that. Like, if you're not handling errors properly, there's a huge hint that there may be an SQL injection or something due to it not being able to handle errors at all. You would at least think that you'd have some, you know, some mechanism in place to stop that from happening. And we can see we found a database. You can see MySQL. All these seem like default databases, so these aren't interesting. What sticks out straight away is ducky.inc. And if we do D for database, and if we do ducky.inc, I can't remember the syntax for SQL map. So I'm going to use help and try to see if I can get the syntax that I need. We can see tables to enumerate the tables. You can see I enumerate the database. So one thing I want to do now is check the tables. we can see we get user, and user just seems very interesting. So if we do, I think it's T for table, and we want to use user, and let's just dump everything. So if we can dump everything from the user table, we'll see what we can get. One thing I'll say is this is how you get your first flag. So you can see the flag is right here. So all you need to do is just check the date. Batch it auto, log. It auto answers all the questions, so you don't need to do it yourself. Speeds things up. And D is for the database, and T is for the user, and the dash dump is to dump the database. There's another database here as well. We could see it's system user. System user is another one that stands out straight away. Maybe we could get like a hash and break the hash. One thing I would want to look at is server admin may have admin privileges. We could also try to crack these users, but I want to first just go off server admin, as this was the hash that I was able to crack and get SSH through this. So if I just do nano hash.txt and put the hash in, and I'm going to ask ChatGPT as well, how can I crack this hash? So if I go to Mr. GPT and say, how do I crack this hash, and just put in the hash, we'll see that it's a bcrypt hash, and we can see this is what we need to do. So I'm going to press enter and just let this run. So we could see it's empty. The reason why this has happened is because I've already done this in the past, and it has already showed the output for me. Just let this run for a little bit, and it will, it might take a minute or two, but you should be able to get this answer here. The reason why it has done it that is show is because I've already done this before. I've done this CTF before, and I'm trying to show you a walkthrough. So you can see server admin is the username of the user we want to SSH into. So if you put in the IP right here, it's gonna ask us, do you want to get fingerprinted? And we'll just say yes. So we're gonna put in the password right here, and this should log us in as SSH. And one thing I want to say that's really nice is that this is a fully interactive shell. You can tell by the colors and everything. So if I do ls, and you can see I got fully interactive. And if you just do cat flag 2, you can see we got flag 2 right here. One thing I want to say is, if you do sudo-l straight away, we'll be able to see that we can run a systemctl service as root, which is really powerful. So we could create a service that gives us like a shell as root, which can be a good way to PrivEsc. So if we say, how do I PrivEsc with this to GPT again, it can say we got sudo write over systemctl and sudo edit. So if we systemctl, so if you sudo edit this, but one thing I want to say is comment out this user, as if this user is uncommented, our shell will be in as the permission as this user, the Flask app, and this Flask app user isn't root. So we need to comment out that user. This is the one I wanted actually, this one's way better. So if we just grab this one right here, this is giving us a binary that we can run as root. So if we just get rid of this, I'll just speed things up if I could. And all we're going to do is just copy and paste this. What's happening here, we're creating a bin bash with it in the temp directory with the name root bash. I'm going to give it change mod s, and we're running it as a bin bash. So this is just going to give us a root, an SUID as root. So if we just copy this, and we just save this first of all, and we need to reload and restart the service so our changes take hold. And if we do sudo restart, and if we run this, we should get root. And if you do ID, we are root, we can see the EU ID, and if we cd over to root, we can, and we can see there's nothing in root. Strangely enough, we're in root and we can't see anything. If you remember right here, it tells us that we need to deface a web page. If you look at the note that we were given, so one thing we need to do is go to var, and if you go to www and we keep ls, and we go to ducky, and if we go to templates, strangely enough, that's where it's saved. And if we just nano index, and if we just keep going down, we could replace this, or we could, let's change the H1 to something better. Let's say please subscribe, please sub to cyber. Let's just put cyber, because I'm just a bit lazy. So just save this first of all, and if we go back to root, we may see that we have something saved. We got flag 3 right here, and we can see mission accomplished.